grayscale stuff.
Oh right, yeah.
As in I've seen actual grayscale himself, but someone actually made. I made a grayscale shade, and someone actually made like an brief for it.
Nice.
I
Okay.
Oh, for the deck.
So the
So
live
it's made a
stream is
brief for the
currently
deck, cool.
initiating. It's just going to pop up on 3 of my devices at once, and I need to mute all of them before it starts
And
speaking.
how do we talk? How do we talk to the stream, Jason?
How do we talk to them? As in just talk to them?
How
You
we can
can
just talk right now.
Yeah,
So everything we're saying from now on will be going on the stream.
it's all live. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well, welcome everyone.
Nice.
Hello. To the stream. We are now live. Guess what? This is a special stream for Infinity Heroes that we're all doing. So all the developers are here. Please let us know if you want to see this more regularly. We're going to be just here during Jason's stream at the moment. We're going to be watching him do a adventure run as we talk through who we are and perhaps a little bit more info on what we're up to at the moment development wise. But I thought it'd be really good for us all to get on here and meet you all, and for you all to meet us. So please pop on to any of the different formats that you'll be coming on from and ask your questions and just say hi. Love to hear from you. And back over to you, Jason.
I'm just going to quickly make a little bit of a post to Discord just to remind people we're here. This is the first time that we're doing something with so many actual people here. It's very exciting. Things could go completely horribly wrong, but we are prepared for fires, thankfully. So we've got some pretty interesting stuff just happening all over the place. But first off, we've got a new card art that we're showcasing here on the screen named Apathena. Who do you think would be the best person to run us through exactly what we're looking at here?
Well, we could talk about Apathena, but the one we're going to be using for the stream is another hero, in fact.
Okay, so, you're going to have to send that through to me.
Yeah. So, Ruben, can you bounce that over to him? Because we've got a nice little surprise for you.
Yeah.
Maybe Apathena, Ruben, you can also talk about that character. The new hero, I know that much so far.
Yes, Apathena is a new sleeper hero that we've got, and it is a quite the hideous amalgamation of lots of different different sleeper creatures all kind of merged and joined together as the sleepers attempt to recover from the devastation wrought upon them. They're adapting and having new forms, some of which are incredibly dangerous and intelligent. Apathena being one of the new leaders emerging.
Sounds good. So we've just bounced you, Jason. It's in the group chat that we're all secretly hiding away in here and casting from. The other hero that we'll be using as the body for adventure mode. So for anyone who's new, welcome. This is Infinity Heroes Adventure Mode, which is a mode. It's like a roguelike, light mode, where you get to go through and actually create a custom deck as you play the game. But more importantly, right now we're looking at the actual setup of the character. When you first start off making a character, you've got these 3 aspects. So you've got the body of, which is on the right hand side there. We're going to be changing that for the hero that we're going to reveal here. You also have the soul, which is the hero power, borrowed from one of the Infinity Heroes, and then the other one, which I get the stream in front of me as well.
Soul power and body.
Soul power. So the soul power is the deck that we're borrowing some of the cards for initially. So when you first go into the game, you'll see that Jason will pick from that particular person's deck for the basis of the hero.
Also, just as a quick note, welcome Eduardo, hello and goodbye, and Crisis Gaming 001, who's just popped into the Twitch chat. Welcome. Hope we're doing fantastically today. So first off, I'm going to have to pick... this new character we're about to showcase gives me big DoD vibes, but I don't believe they have an official faction alignment there. Is there a... Like, the stream can't see them yet, by the way, so I'm just trying to pick which heroes go with them. What are you thinking?
Oh, well, so I'll give you the background of the hero. So this hero is actually based on the founder of Yodo 1. So, he's got his little hero there. We've kept him behind closed doors for the time being, and we're still yet to design him out as a proper hero as well. But he'll be a great example of the body which you can get going, and show the people? Have you got a copy of it there?
Yes, I do. It's just popped up on the stream. They've also just happened to see how disorganized my desktop is and some of the weird naming conventions, but that's okay.
All the memes. So his name is Crestmore. He's even got a last name there as well. So he's
Crestmore Vornerick, I think.
Memory. He's a rogue. I'm trying to think of when I first talked with him about this. Even a couple of years ago, we were first looking at this hero. We just wanted to honor him for taking Infinity Wars and relaunching it with us back in the day in Infinity Wars Reborn. But he's a bit of a rogue, so pick a character that might fit well for that sort of class of hero.
With a rogue.
See here, we're just going to put Crestmore down as his name, and then you can choose the difficulty level of the adventure. We'll just leave it on easy for the sake of the fact that we're going to be talking a lot as well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have to reset the body after I do this, but I'm thinking for rogue specifically...
That's another change coming next week for anyone who's keen for that change. We're going to have it so you're going to have selectable heroes individually. It worked really well on mobile, but obviously we're really thrusting this towards PC, especially with some of our renewed focus on getting some of the Infinity Wars style gameplay into the game, at least in a prototype form.
Yeah, welcome Adora Bear, by the way, hanging out in the YouTube area. Welcome.
There's a bear I haven't seen in a while. I remember you well. Welcome. Thank you for joining the cast. And so for anyone coming on, we're just having the whole Infinity dev team in the stream today. Special stream for us all, and we may even make it a regular thing. See how we go. Today we're just going to be talking with people and getting to know the team as Jason plays around as Crestmore, which is based on the Yodo 1 founder, Henry, his name is.
And we'll be doing so with Hardened Will as our relic, I think.
Okay.
Staying safe from COVID, are we, guys?
Well, we all are. We're all sitting in our homes. And most of us down here in Melbourne. I believe there's one of us up in Queensland.
Yeah, there's one in Queensland. Still indoors.
This is Jacob. I hope you don't mind, Jason. I'm going to basically tag team lead on this.
Yeah, you go for it. If you want to codecast, go for it.
So Jacob, do you want to just explain a bit about what you do and who you are and perhaps what you love outside of being a part of Lightmare Studios?
Okay, let's see where to begin. I mean, I came in 2 years ago as part of the supervisors for the TAFE program, and then I started to take on the more art roles. I've pretty much been doing a lot of all the VFX and battlefield animations, as you can see right in the YouTube stream at the moment. And yeah, Twitch is updated. All the animations on the right side, I took care of those, brought them in.
Oh my god, I've been seeing the artworks for these in the chats for the last couple of weeks, if not maybe a month or two. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it in the game, and oh my god, it looks pretty dope. I'm very happy with this. You've done very well.
Yeah, and look, we have been very quiet, as some of you very observant people might notice who've been jumping into Infinity Heroes. We've been very quiet on the update front for the Infinity games, but that's because we'll be working on some super secret and not so secret awesome stuff like this that you now get to see. And there's going to be a constant, I'd say almost a constant stream of content coming soon, and some really awesome features that we can't talk about just yet that we'll be bringing out soon that will blow your mind, I'm hoping, because it's certainly blowing my mind. And if you're anything like me, then you might appreciate some of the stuff we're working on very soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, bringing it out very soon. We're working on right now. And something, Jacob, you missed a little important bit of info about you, and that is that you were actually a trainee back in the day. I don't even know if some of our own team recognized that, but yeah. When did you...
I was a trainee back. I was back in 2012.
Wow.
In 2012.
I think like the running joke is that I'm under Elfie. I'm the most senior person at Lightmare.
That's pretty cool.
You are the most senior as far as tenure is concerned, perhaps at least since the start. You when you were away for a few years, obviously, before you came back to us. But,
yeah, I did the course, finished it, and then went off to university for the higher education, and then came back to Lightmare 2 years later.
Full circle, love it. That's cool, man. And yes, that's great. Well, we love your work, and you've been working on some of these backgrounds. Which one have you done? Either of these two backgrounds? Was this...
I did the Sleeper Citadel, which is currently on the right side, the AI.
Great, we're talking to you right now. So yeah, anything you want to sort of share with us about that process, or anything around, which came across as you're doing the background?
Yes, I actually had a lot of fun doing this stage. I was taking a lot of horror, I guess, like horror movie like inspiration for this. So if you look in the bottom right corner, you see the lights flicker, the shadow then disappears and then reappears.
Oh, I didn't even notice the shadow disappearing. That's so cool. Oh man, small subtle touches.
Oh, that is subtle. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
It's a bit difficult to see, but the sleeper pods on the wall behind the AI, they've got sparks running down, sparks and electricity running down all the pipes.
Very Matrix.
Yeah, very Matrix. And then we got the disembodied torso of Patient Zero just kind of dangling and thrashing about there in the top middle.
Mini throne of cables. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So we've got Ruben on the stream as well. So,
yes, hello, welcome.
Yes, Ruben is our primary designer, the day-to-day guy who gets all the things looking amazing in the game and working functionally in the game as well, and oversees a lot of our scrums and our daily sort of workload and stuff.
Yeah, I wear quite a few hats. So yeah, like programmer and designer and all kinds of things. But yeah, so
give you a name there, because you got a couple of official titles, but they don't really cover it, right? He's grades, this man. So.
Yeah, So I mean, like, I really like making a lot of the content design. So like, making all the decks and new units, and also things like the roguelike mode here. Like, this was essentially, Alfie's bit, definitely pushed for kind of that we should have something replayable like this. A lot of the actual design of going through the rounds and playing through different enemies, etc. I love that.
It's all you.
It was basically all me.
That's basically how we work, right? Like, I go, here's this crazy idea. How can we do it? And he'll struggle for a few moments, and then just say, well, actually, it is technically feasible if we do this and this and this. And then from a design perspective as well, that's why I love your presence on the team, man. And it definitely, the game would be nothing like what it is for your incredible contributions to the project from the early days all the way up. I mean, you maybe give some of your background in. I guess I worked on quite a few different projects over the years. Worked on obviously Infinity Heroes here, and the rest of the projects at Lightmare for coming up on a bit over 2 years now. I've been on the team.
Something like that.
Longer than that, mate.
No, yeah, probably maybe closer to 3 now. And then I worked on this very cute little game called Conquest. I'm currently got another project I'm working on that's coming out soon called Ring of Pain. That's really interesting. While I studied programming, I've always had this real big passion for design. Like, I make my own card games and card sets and RPGs and stuff in my spare time, and that's just kind of what I like to do, even when I'm not at work. So the fact that I didn't get to do that work in my professional life is it's kind of amazing. So
I mean, this hero mode is
they're going
go ahead.
I'm beginning to live my dream. It's like what would I be doing if I was doing this? I'd probably want to make a video game company. So that was a good little wake up for me actually the other day, and it's been pretty good to do really deep dive into this. And I've gone and restructured my week a lot around the game because I do it personally. It's a good time for me to talk a little bit. But yeah, I have a lot of different hats. I suppose I'm the hat maker in the company, and then I have to wear the hats as well. So yeah, I look after sort of the business aspect of it, the finances, you know, oversee the academy and what we do for our curriculum, and having the high school program that we have. For anyone who's new to the company and hearing about us, we are a video game company and training academy. So we teach high school kids how to make video games, and then we make strategy games in particular. That's what we love focusing on. And our flagship product has been Infinity Wars 1, which came out way back in 2012, and we've kept the servers open for that up until April this year. We wanted to honor it. It came at great expense without making any money off it. So that was an interesting financial decision for us to make. But it definitely gave us the you know, the presence out there, and it's formed, you know, what we're doing today. We went and, a bit of background. We went and made Infinity Wars 1, and then we had about at least three or four other projects we went and tried to make and try to make a success of. Which did not happen, clearly. We went back to our roots and we went, okay, the thing that we do well is card games, so let's go make another card game. And so for the past 3 years, we've been working on what is known as the Infinity Engine, and we're currently in the beta version of that, and about to launch the gamma version of that engine very soon. And super exciting stuff to talk about there, but and that's coming very soon as well. So one of the reasons why we're sort of jumping in so hard here as well is the game is at a point now where, with, you know, there's a few bugs and stuff still there, of course, but it's a playable game. We have you know, the engine is stable and doesn't have the same desync errors that the original game had, and it forms a very solid basis that we can then build a game upon. And this is the current implementation of it, the current biggest implementation or furthest along implementation of it is Infinity Heroes, which does look very different to Infinity Wars, but it's been made for cross-platform play in mind, with cross-platform play in mind, and then yeah, we can use that engine at the back end for making Infinity Wars 2. Hesitating. I don't know exactly what we've actually fully announced just yet on some of those fronts, but there will be some massive announcements coming out soon. And speaking of which, we're actually in the process right now of reaching out to streamers and influencers that would like to preview and have, you know, world preview rights and exclusive rights to being featured in Infinity Wars and Infinity Heroes as a featured streamer, to show off the cool functions of the Infinity Engine Gamma release, which, if you have any mates that are streamers that, you know, that would like to potentially be up for that, then please reach out to them, let them know about it, and they can contact Jason if they want to potentially do that. If they want to take the initiative and contact us, they can contact media@lightmare.com.au.
I also, when you introduced me, I waved to the camera and I realized my camera's not actually on.
All right, we've had a few sleepless nights, Jason and I in particular, actually, recently. There's so much stuff that we're excited about now that we can actually execute on a lot of it with some real swiftness here. Yeah, I mean,
don't you love it when a plan comes together?
Stuff there, we can see that little middle platform is reaching into the support zone there. So, Ruben, if you can make a quick bug note there on that one, and we welcome your feedback as well on the game and your bug suggestions and stuff. We're about to actually open up a process for the players to be able to give us effectively support tickets and stuff as well, for us to be able to make these changes, so we can start crowdsourcing some of the rarer bugs. But right now we're just smashing through the obvious ones. Actually, speaking of smashing through bugs, it might be a good time to chat with Corey. So Corey, hello, are you there, or are you still in the middle of fixing bugs?
G'day, I'm here.
Hey, Corey.
So Corey, has recently come on board with us earlier on this year, but has now ramped right up in hours, and is basically doing the bug fixing at the moment. But obviously, Corey, you handle a lot of aspects of the game. You wear a lot of hats as well. So perhaps tell us a little bit about yourself, mate, and what you're up to and what you love.
Yeah, Yeah, I worked as a an intern for Lightmare when I first started, and now I'm sort of working on a lot of the features of the game and sort of doing everything here and there in terms of user interface and a lot of backend, a lot of networking, and I've sort of implemented a lot of features, but of course a lot of feature implementings also mean a lot of bug fixing, and so I've been a heavy bug fixer as well. Which has been really fun as well because it's
making sure it all works.
Well. Making sure it all works, and it's been really fun, and so far it's creating something really promising.
Great, and like I consider Corey quite a man of logic, so he's good at smashing out those bugs and figuring out and problem solving, figuring out where all those things came from. We had a pretty decent bug in a recent dev build that fixed within moments. That was pretty cool to watch that play out in real time. And here we have a winner, Jason.
Yep, just finished round 2. Something I've noticed is that round 1 person had a lot of firebolts, and they just kept casting them on my face, so that brought my health down by like 10 or something in a very unfair way. And then following up with that, we had I believe it's Candid's Thrall, which drains you for 1. So even though I've only been hit in the face once for like 2 damage, I've lost like 12 other health from alternative unavoidable sources, and it's starting to it's applying the pressure. I'm feeling it, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's some of it's a little bit deliberate to force you to, you can't just sit back and defend forever. They will have a little bit of inevitability, and there are certainly like healing cards you can use to that are very valuable in the roguelike modes to be able to keep yourself going, have the longevity over the full 8 rounds or so.
Welcome Merlini, by the way. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, I'm thinking.
So why don't you explain what this is like? As in, so you've got these choices.
Okay, cool. At the end of every single round, you get 2 choices that are just pulled from random ideals and keywords to help build up your deck, and a third that you choose after round 1. I went with the Soulbound Filing Cabinet because I wanted to see if I could build up a deck that was focusing specifically on 2 cards that are in the recent deck, which is his spells, being Disruption Array and Flux Power or something Flux. And at the moment I was going to lean towards this one, but I'm seeing Lightning Blast as a good, cheap way to do some extra removal, and it's got the Disruption Array on it, so I'm thinking I'll go with Electricity for this one.
Yeah. So all the cards have different tags. Some of them are, about like their factions or whatever. Others are just like thematic, like for example, the Electricity. This allows us to make a bunch of different pools for the roguelike mode, and have lots of different options you can choose from as you build. I agree. Electricity seems like a really great pool here, unless you think you really need some flying units.
Not at the moment. We've still got the basic default guy, and we've got one of the scouting drones in, so we've got some options there for flyers. And the idea is that if we have enough removal, the idea of defending against a flyer won't really come up that often. I think I'm going to go with Call the Crusade as well, just because it synergizes really well with the, buff the entire board thing. If we just flood 3 units onto the assault zone very quickly, I feel like this is our best option at the moment.
And you want to click on the card so it can zoom in and show
so it creates 3 1/1 Flame Dawn aspirants in the attack zone, and then gives all friendly attacking units +2/0. So for 5 energy, you get 3 dudes, up to 3 dudes, that are 3 attack, 1 health. Which is a pretty good way to just cheese out a lot of guys on the board in a very aggressive way. Combine that with a flux capacitor, and now all these guys are sitting at 4/2. It's a lot of energy and a lot of pressure to be applied in a single turn. That's what I'm going to aim for.
Yeah, and it's an absolutely classic card back. I just remember playing that card in the alpha and pre-alpha of, at the very least, the alpha of Infinity Wars 1. Way back in 2011.
And we are now up against Yobo, who nobody likes. Oh man, I can't wait to show off some of the other things that are happening just behind the scenes, because he does have a bit of an Easter egg.
Let's actually do that. I would like to reveal a certain border, actually.
I think you're allowed to do that.
Yeah. So it's Jacob. I don't know if you've got it handy, or we can find the one you were most recently, not the
most recent one. Yeah, it should be
poster on it. Let's put it that way.
Here we are.
So something that we can say is that some of the team at the moment are working on new and interesting card borders specifically for IW2 stuff, I believe. And yeah, we've got Jacob working on that, as well as Caitlin, who's also potentially with us at the moment. How you going, Caitlin?
Yeah. Hi.
Do you want to say hello and give us a little brief on who you are? I think this is your first official debut to the world as being a part of Lightmare. So, yeah, who are you? What do you do?
I'm do art stuff and animation, pretty much. Just like
art stuff and animation pretty much covers it. Yeah. So Caitlin,
yeah.
I'll say a little bit about you because we've been working pretty closely together over the past few weeks because you've only recently come on. Yeah, you're technically doing a traineeship with us, but you have a lot of skills when it comes to art and animation in particular, and some of the beautiful work that you've done we haven't been able to show to the world just yet. In particular, the Infinity Heroes trailer, which is
oh yeah, I'm so keen
for that. which is cool.
Been months.
It's been a long time
sitting there in the backlog because we do want to, we want to make sure that we're not just drip feeding stuff to you guys. So we have been quiet. And we do apologize for that. We didn't really say a lot about that at the time. We were just busy making things.
Everything has content release strategies. We plan out when we want certain things to go out, when they are ready, and have other things that coincide with them that are also ready. We can't just rush out a certain thing because maybe there's something that's adjacent to it that isn't quite ready or needs some polish, that sort of thing. So yeah, spend a whole lot of time doing the strategy and working out when we want to say what things.
And so yes, we've got a nice inventory worth of things to display and show off and implement with you all, and a lot of it's going to be dropping all at once. So we want to create a big event around, in particular, the Infinity Wars Classic and Infinity Wars prototype modes being shown off to the world. So that's coming up very soon. We've held it back a bit because we wanted to make sure that some of the bugs were fixed. We're very grateful for our Infinity Council's feedback on that, and we've made some pretty big adjustments to make sure that we get that stuff going and smooth and worth streaming very soon. So one of the things that we will show you as part of that content drop will be this border. So to give you the
Jason,
context,
I chucked that in the group chat for you if you want to bring that up, as well as a close-up on probably one of the key jokes in it.
Yep. Cool. So I'm just trying to organize the screen.
I do find it very ironic that we're going to pause for a second. You are actually fighting Yobo right now.
That's how we segued into
Perfect time to bring it up.
Great time to do it. Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. I didn't notice that. Okay, so yeah, let's bring on the board up, and to give you guys the background and context on this, Infinity Wars Pro mode is where we are getting ready for Infinity War 2, and we're experimenting incredibly fast. We're doing some pretty big experiments when it comes to Infinity Wars 2, and just wanting to make sure that we're creating a distinct different experience of the game that is very Infinity Wars, but is also like a 2020 version of it, right? And one of those things is the borders. So custom, I think we're going to land on the word frames and borders. Let us know in the comments below if you guys like the idea of frames or borders for us to call these, but currently we're leaning towards frames. And this is which alignment is this one? Sorry.
This is the rebellious alignment for factionless as well.
Yes, so this is a part of our alignment system that we are currently experimenting a lot with. We haven't even put it in the game just yet, but we've been experimenting with the design of it quite a bit. And the idea is that we're splitting all of the cards and the abilities, everything in Infinity Wars 1. We're experimenting with the idea of having these different alignments that are based on the two axes, as many of you will be familiar with if you've played D&D and any games that have alignment in them, and in this particular one is going to have a lot of the factionless cards in there. So you can see that the coloring and stuff really does work with the factionless cards, and effectively, currently the current plans is that 2/3 of a faction would be in a particular alignment because they're a group of people. They tend to think similar and have similar sort of traits when it comes to their alignment. That's why they're in a big group called a faction. But they'll also be spread among other factions, and we might even have extreme versions that are at the opposite end of an faction, and they just happen to be in the faction. Perhaps they're infiltrating the faction as an agent. Who knows? They might have a different alignment actually underneath it all. So this is the art here. Anything you want to share about the art there, Jacob?
The whole thing I was going for was like playing off that whole keyword rebellious, like the whole like lower, I guess like the lower class kind of rebelling. The factionless are not really aligned with anyone, and when I was like researching, going through the cards, chatting with Ruben, we came across this factionless aligned card called Boyo, who everybody likes.
Yes, another popular meme from the from Infinity Wars 1. And yeah, so we've got a nice little, because there is I don't know if we can bring up the Boyo and the we've got the Yobo card right there. You can just click on him in the game and we can have a look at Yobo. But perhaps,
can you like zoom in on the poster at all?
Yeah, let's zoom in further. Thanks, Kat.
We did. I just had to jump back because I'm being directed in multi areas. But yeah, this is the poster itself, which you can see it was originally a wanted poster for Yobo. But someone, who knows who did it, has decided to vandalize that and place someone who they believe is much more fitting to be wanted dead. I think it's a fun little joke. It's kind of cool. One of the things that was important, from what I can tell, to the original community was that, Yobo and Boyo were joke characters. They didn't matter. They were there just to be, a fun thing to point at. If we built up too much actual story and lore around them, it would potentially ruin them. I feel like this is a good balance where it's not really adding too much to them, but it's just acknowledging that they exist. They're being used, once again, purely for the joke they are, and we can enjoy them for just that. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's a nice homage to the characters, and you can see a little sketch of him drawing his face on there, his sort of signature.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's about it on that one. And perhaps, Kate, maybe we could find one of your borders as well. So let's maybe bring up the Harmonious one that's coming to mind. We'll do a bit of a reveal on that as well while we're here. I'll try not to reveal too much, but it's just so tempting. So but let's do a bit of that. Yeah, bring up the Harmonious one.
Boyo Bomb was a real deck, indeed. I never versed Boyo Bomb, but I heard stories, I think, from Arky, and it just sounded like the type of thing that wouldn't pop off every game, but when it did, it was just broken. It sounded like the type of thing I would enjoy playing.
Yeah. And
maybe that's why everyone likes him.
Could be.
And so, actually, another thing that's happening right now just got launched last night, and I have got some changes for you as well, Jason, on that one. But the deck creation matrix that we're going with. So the council at the moment are the only people invited in to create some decks for Infinity Wars Classic and Infinity Wars Proto modes. Yeah, there's a set of cards that we've been putting into the game, and we've got more coming on. We've actually got a few more interns that have come on board recently, and they're helping out with a lot of that sort of implementing of new cards, so that the other core programmers can focus on features and bug fixing. So yeah, that's pretty exciting as well. I'll bring the stream up. I don't know how you do this, Jason. There's so many windows I have to manage right now. Okay.
It's almost like what I do as an acquired skill or something crazy, right?
This
is the second turn in a row I haven't drawn any units. Come on, game, please.
Just keep zapping it. Because it gets more powerful. It gets more powerful every time you use it.
It'll get up like to 10 if you do enough of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just want to speak a little bit about the alignment. So, as I said, it's a system we're experimenting with. It's not final, but it is looking pretty exciting in that we split it across two axes. So across the horizontal axis, we have lawful, neutral, and chaotic, and then along the attitude, we've got hateful, indifferent, and loving. They're the two axes, and then those two things together form a particular alignment. So what we looked at before was rebellious, which is chaotic loving. So it's a bit of an interesting mixture there on those two elements, and hence why you get a whole bunch of crazy factionless people that have no real connection, and they're all just trying to get by and trying to be loved. But yeah, they obviously rebel against the powers that be. So we're going to have a look at the I'll say indifferent neutral, or neutral indifferent. You could say it either way, I suppose, which equates to the harmonious. And so in this particular case, the majority of those cards will be Warpath style cards or Warpath faction cards that would go into it. And let's have a look at that image if you got that ready there, Jace.
Has it been sent through? I haven't seen it so far. Where am I looking?
Cat, where have you sent it?
Just zap his face. Zap his face. Zap his face.
I'm gonna try. I've got a lot of dudes on the field. I'm hoping that I draw into a flux, and that way. Hold on.
No, but how much damage is your?
Hold on. That guy just went over. Clan Sentry just ignored my flying guy. Did you see that? He's just like, I don't care that the guy's there. Resolution stream doesn't quite match the resolution. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that output real quick. Oh, I see what's happened. Okay, so if we just reposition that and move that there. Alright, sorry about that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Not quite done yet. There we go.
And then we don't have it. We do have it in the group chat when you're ready, by the way, Jace.
In group chat. Ooh, fantastic.
Yeah, didn't he use Stumble in your...
Oh, he used Stumble. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't see that because we were talking.
Look in the history queue on the...
Yeah.
Oh, we have a history queue, everyone. Like, oh my goodness.
And we also
we had a text history queue back in the day, but I don't recall seeing a visual history queue in Infinity Wars 1.
We've got some plans to like make the resolution history queue a bit better so that you can see things like, you know, when you like use a spell on a target, you can actually see which units it targets, etc. That type of thing. Like we actually have all the data for that. It's just we don't have the visuals in.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look at this new frame.
Caitlin, you want to walk us through what we're looking at here? It's pretty nifty looking.
Yeah, it's basically like moss on like wood that's been kind of tied together. If you zoom in, there is a lot more detail, like painted every single one of those, like the wood texture and the moss texture, and even like the ropes of like fibers and things. I put way too much detail into this.
It definitely looks good as a result, though, so commendable efforts there.
Yeah, and the reason, thank you, Caitlin, it's beautiful. I really do love that. That's the one that came to mind first, so it's must be the one that I love. But there is another one I'm so tempted to do another one. We'll do another one.
we gotta spread it out.
Spread it out. We've done two today. That's a decent little mini reveal, at least for the borders.
Yeah, so just to talk about the thinking around the borders for, obviously with Infinity Heroes, we stuck with the one style of border, kept it simple, make it work on both mobile and PC quite well. Obviously with the classic mode, we're bringing back the old borders that we've used, and I think we're going to simplify them a little bit at the moment, but there is plans to look at even doing close to one-to-one versions of Infinity Wars Classic, provided things go well. And we just want to get the stuff out to you as soon as possible and as functional as possible, and with also the ability to be able to access as much of it as possible all at once. So that announcement will be coming in full in the next few weeks. But yeah, with the Infinity Wars Proto mode, you can see that we've got these different alignment borders. And then you'll be able to choose. At the moment, the level of implementation will be that you choose a border per deck, and it'll suit out all your decks. All your cards in your deck with that border. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Anything else that you would like to?
Oh no! Oh, I just got perfectly counted. So I played the Call the Crusade to summon a bunch of low-level dudes, and the plan was to then buff them up with a flux capacitor guy. and he managed to kill them all before that buff went off with a 1 damage tick that hit every unit on the field. So now as a result...
Vandalize.
Yeah, he hit me with the Vandalize. Now as a result, my ultimate spell is pretty much completely whiffed, and I'm at a slight disadvantage now. Dang it! Oh, that's not satisfying. That is not satisfying. Alright.
Yeah, so we've got a question coming through that I'll answer. I have to answer.
Go ahead.
From Beanie. So with Infinity Wars Classic, what sets or cards are planned to be included initially? So we've started by focusing on the core set, just for full nostalgia's sake. And obviously the core set was originally designed to be a core set of cards that would work really, really well by itself, because there were no other cards at the time. And beyond that, we'll be looking for your feedback, actually. So the players, in this case, the council members that submit these decks, would be submitting deck ideas based primarily on the core set, but also with some other choices of cards from any set. So, and we will be opening that up out to other players in the Infinity Heroes beta and those who've pre-ordered the Infinity Wars 2 copy. We'll be opening it up to those people soon as well, that they can make suggestions for decks, and we'll put them in as pre-constructed decks prior to having a deck builder. Deck builder is on the way. It's being currently designed at the moment, so we recognize that the Infinity Wars games should have a deck builder, because that's the joy and part of the key differences between Infinity Wars and Infinity Heroes is the ability to make a deck. But in the meantime, we will be taking suggestions from you guys as to what cards you want to see in Infinity Wars Classic and Infinity Wars Proto. Both, obviously, when we implement them, we do it once, and we do it for both games, and that's great. So getting some more stuff here. So some comments from Ruben on the match. So Merlin is saying, couldn't you just have won forever ago by attacking with flying guys every turn?
I do appreciate Ruben sticking up for me and justifying my gameplay. I'm not that smart. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm actually quite bad. I'm focusing on 3 chats, as well as the Discord chat, as well as managing the broadcast, and I'm not focusing as much on the game as I should be. I am making bad choices because I am bad at the game.
Okay,
I am glad that
you can see yourself under a confusion spell, because you're having to do so many things at once.
Yeah,
just zap his face with
I'm gonna
raise.
just zap his face, and I'm gonna hero power his face, because that also does damage. He's probably gonna be super dead this turn. Also, something I've noticed with the disruption array, it doesn't actually show the current cap of the damage.
Yeah,
so...
we should. We'll.
Yeah, and make it medium priority. It is something we should do, though.
It's something that should probably just go in the reminder text, like in the keyword reminder text box. Be like the current, current value is whatever.
Yeah, and so what's I haven't even seen. I can show how much I've been paying attention to your game there, Jason. But what's his hero power currently?
So the hero power I've pulled directly from Iberian, which is just simple: 1 damage, deal 1 energy, deal 1 damage directly to the opponent. I thought it would just be a nice, simple way. So even if I draw a pretty bad hand on the first turn, I'll at least be able to do something that will have some sort of guaranteed value. Now, that's great. The current choice we have, remove neutral cards. It wants me to get rid of Immolation Drone. It's my favorite flyer in the deck at the moment, so I'm not leaning towards that. I'm just going to go with simple heal player. And now we have some interesting choices for what we want to go with. Dragons, upgrades, or the Soulbound Filing Cabinet.
Let's pick as a group. Let's all pick as a group.
Alright.
Let's vote.
We are now outsourcing this deck building to the dev team. What do you guys think?
Votes. Do we want to have a look at cards? We can pull those cards up as well, guys.
If you want to see cards specifically, just let me know. I'll just go through them one at a time in the meantime. We got a dragon, 5 cost, 5/5 guy with flying. Very simple.
I mean, you were lacking kind of in-game finishes, so but actually the Soulbound Filing Cabinet also has in-game finishes, because the adaptive battle mech, even though it costs 1, is actually costs whatever you want.
Yeah, it's adaptable, I guess. But at the same time, one of my big plans for this is just rush the board with little dudes and then use the Flux Energizer, and we've got one of those available in the Upgrades tab, which also comes with the card Upgrade itself, which is honestly one of my favorite cards, and like one of the only reasons that I main Luca in all decks, just whenever I'm playing Versus, is because the idea of upgrading units is just very fun to me, and she has a whole lot of power doing that.
And I mentioned with a reduced board state, like upgrades would be pretty powerful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And so that's why obviously when we're designing these cards across all the games, we have to think about their different setups. And obviously Classic is easy to do because we've locked that in. Infinity Heroes is pretty locked in, gameplay wise. But with Infinity Wars Proto, we will see. We're in the very early stages of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots and lots of wiggle room for different implementations and styles, and I mean that's kind of part of why we're doing all this experiments. But yeah, I think Dragons. I think Dragons is a pretty good choice here.
I really want to go with upgrades, but Merlini's just said in the chat, Dragon seems like the best choice.
Well, who else we got? Caitlin, what do you vote?
Dragons, I guess.
There we go. And so, Corey, what are you feeling, man?
Dragons.
Well, I think we don't even need to keep asking around the circle, but just Jacob, what are you going?
Dragons, but I want the Adaptive Battle Mech. I've had my problems with that card, but I like low-cost units and rushing the board.
And I think anyone who knows me knows what I'm going to be picking. So Dragons it is.
Okay. So I want to tally the votes. 4 to 1 to 1. It was close, but yeah, we're going with Dragons.
Right. Yeah, done. Dragons it is.
I just want to see the dragons like VFX that I made.
Oh yeah.
Oh right, that's a good point.
I mean, I want to see that too now. So let's.
I mean, I've definitely seen the dragon breath effect, which is on the one that's like a line of fire that like scorches across or whatever.
All right, so he's going against the.
Not immediately, but like early games, it's a low cost card.
Okay, we definitely got a whole lot of disruption arrays.
We do. So Scintilla is actually a backer of Infinity Heroes.
Yeah, it's the first card that we got developed from the backer team, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, Adaptive Battle Mech is a low cost hero if you want it. A low cost card if you want it to be, Melanie.
It's adaptable.
I mean,
I keep using that joke. It's lame as heck. That looks good to me. Let's just keep using disruption arrays every turn, just until we run out of them, just to ramp up that damage. See how we go.
More. Yeah.
So second turn in a row that I'm using it, so it does 2 damage.
Yeah.
And of course, it's got a charge flying guy. That's annoying. I'm gonna disruption array that too. I can't do that because I got to get a unit on the field. It's just not worth not having units on the field for a turn, especially with the Hardened Will, which only triggers if I've got stuff on the field. If I don't have things there, it's just a wasted turn, essentially.
Yeah, so Merlin uses all of your available resources left, right? So you can still cast. It only uses whatever you don't use at the end of your planning phase. So you can still cast it for 1 by just, casting a bunch of other cards from your hand to use up whatever other resources you have.
I'm going to start by just going defensive just to try and wipe some stuff. I'm on the back foot at the moment, though. A little bit.
Let's try to go Solace. I actually really like their soldier that they've got in the middle. Because it gains flying up, but only if it can survive like dealing damage. So it's this little puzzle about how do I get the 2/1 to like actually survive.
Okay, we've got access to our first dragon if we want to play it.
Sweet.
But at the moment, I'm also seeing a good chance to potentially get a Call to Crusade out. He's only got 1 thing on the field with 3 health. So even if he does block with that, we've still got 6 damage. It's almost guaranteed unless he has something to wipe.
Make sure you put the dragon at the back end, though.
Yeah, so we don't cycle it. Good call. Get rid of the scouting drone. I'm more than happy to
I'll keep varying between really basic stuff and really advanced stuff. So we have a cycling mechanic in Infinity Heroes, which means that your first card, you always have 4 cards. You always draw back up to 4 cards, and you'll always lose the leftmost card. So you could play all the cards and then not lose any cards, but generally speaking, you would lose the leftmost card and then fill back up to 4 cards. With the unintention of, again, working really, really well on mobile, and just keeping it, look, this is almost designed to be a bit of a gateway game to Infinity Wars 2, but it does stand on its own rights. They are sister games, we'll call them, and they're quite interconnected. As you can see, they're incredibly interconnected at the moment because we'll be launching Infinity Wars Classic and Prototype. The very first versions of them will be launched in Infinity Heroes itself. Of course, there's plans to split them eventually, once we've got something worth splitting off from Infinity Heroes. But we just want to also give the Infinity Heroes backers and people who've gotten into the game during the closed beta just more value for what you guys have gone and entrusted us with your precious dollars, especially in these hard times. We do appreciate you supporting us as an indie dev. Every little dollar is getting used as best we can to make the best game we can now. So,
Adora Bear asks in the YouTube chat, have you ever thought of an IW-themed first-person shooter?
No, I haven't.
I've done more than thought about it, mate.
No.
So, it's okay. So what we have done, this is a few years ago now, probably back in 2014. There was we applied for the Vive fund. They had a Vive they're giving I think it was millions. It might have been millions. Towards it would have been millions because there were so many that they gave away towards doing these VR projects. And what we'd done a design for was the idea of doing like an Infinity Wars but in VR. And so it had first person shooter elements, I would say, because you would still have a wand and you still aimed that wand and shot at people through the VR, but you could also do these cool motions with your controllers to then cast spells and
this was the spell weavy thingy mabobby, yeah? I think I helped on the design document for that when I first started on Lightmare.
Yeah, wow, long time ago now. So yeah, that was a little idea that didn't go anywhere just yet, but who knows? We might see.
We've got several ideas of things we want to explore, but at the moment we're not doing anything that isn't IW2/IH until we at least get those to a state where we're happy. I mean, the only caveat to that is the Queensland studio has an interesting little.
That is a caveat because obviously the Queensland Studios has trainees, and we have a trainee program that Jacob actually does a lot of work on as well, and helps head up there. And the idea of that program is to give high school students in Queensland and Victoria. We do it remotely through a remote platform down here in Victoria as well, where students can learn how to make a game. So what we've done is actually recently. We had meetings with a publisher in Gamescom last year, and got an agreement with them going for producing these fast prototypes of idle casual games. So yes, a bit far away from strategy, though we have been focusing a lot of those idle casual things on having elements of strategy, because it actually does work quite well for the idle casual genre to have some aspects of strategy within it. But we've got Ruben did up a bunch of the curriculum on that to get the students to be able to make games through Game Maker. Just a bit of interesting info for those who aren't aware of that. Yeah. I haven't. What else was there? Were we talking about just then? Was there anything?
Just other games that we might want to potentially make as a studio.
Yeah. So it's a VR game. Talking about that. And that's it. Yeah, meeting with a publisher this afternoon. Won't say which. To talk about Infinity Wars 2 and publisher funding, and we're looking down that path as well for Infinity Wars 2 to do a smashing job when it comes to Infinity Wars 2. If we put $500,000 to $1 million into a game, what can we then produce?
Also, just a quick note of something that I've just read here on the Calamity card. I think it's currently pulling it from the Infinity Wars definition, because it says kill all units, relics, and commanders.
Everyone.
When you're playing Infinity Heroes and it kills your command, does the game just end and everybody loses?
No, it actually kills. It actually kills your ultimate. It actually kills your ultimate cards.
Interesting. Okay. Nice. Welcome, by the way, Tinkerside, who's currently cooking dinner. Wish you luck. Best of luck to you on your expeditions towards tasty treats, my friend. At the moment, I'm thinking Soulbound filing cabinet, because this is just way too late game expensive and could fill up my hand.
We've already got dragons for expensive stuff, yeah.
Yep. And Adaptive Battle Mech, as Jacob was saying, is just a fantastic little flexible type of card. So that's what I'm currently leaning towards. Also, Adora Bear gives a bit of clarification. We're thinking more like an Infinity Wars version of like Vermintide. Anyone here familiar with the game Vermintide at all?
I am. I own it, and I have a lot of fun in Vermintide. I mean, I've thought of a lot of different versions of Infinity games that we could make, and yeah, I mean, provided the funding's there, we can make what the people want. So that's part of our restructuring as well, which we'll be announcing soon, around how we're going about making all these games and how to make it all work while still producing substantial content for the games themselves. So the focus is on the engine, the Infinity engine, and we'll be talking more about that soon. But the Calamity, we've got a little bit of retro things that we'd like to talk about there with that one, because Jason was learning something from one of the old documents that I have around the Infinity Wars 1 lore. And I don't know if anyone in the comments would actually know who the two characters are in the Calamity spell, but if there are anyone who knows that, feel free to pop that up. If anyone guesses it, I'll give you a copy of Infinity Heroes straight away, because I'm not expecting anyone to get that one. Yeah, we'll leave that there for a little bit to see if anyone wants to guess who
the two
characters are in.
Are you playing Verse Cressmore? I don't believe that. No, we're playing as Cressmore, and we're versing a letter currently. Unless there was a visual bug that I didn't notice. Cressmore is ahead of Yobo 1. Very correct.
Hilarious that he called it Yobo 1. That is but I'm not going to laugh, because obviously I have a lot of respect for the company.
I'm laughing at the pun, not the insinuation.
I reckon it should be Boyo 1. But I do love that you said that. Yodo 1, Yodo is the name of the company, and yeah. Cressmore is on screen, Merlini. He's the hero. He's who we are playing as in the adventure mode, because we're playing with a custom hero, and we've decked him out as his hero will be, as close as his hero will be to what it will be in the final release of Cressmore.
It's not that close. I accidentally ended up with a lot more robots than I wanted to. Rebellion and thieves and rogues.
All right, we can canonize that, right, somehow.
He's a chill monk dude who likes robots.
That's right, and you know what? That's actually a pretty good description of Henry. He's a pretty chill monk dude who does love robots.
I mean, who doesn't? He's got good tastes.
I'd imagine the Amish might not like robots.
Yeah, fair.
Do you have any Amish cards?
What was that?
Oh, we need an the Amish card. That'd be nice. So, one of the other guys who works here primarily with the program is called Amith, Amith.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think Amith. No, Amith had like a ninja or something. He was like a
infiltrator. Yes.
Yeah. We never got the art fully finished, but we have a I talked to him about what he wanted, and it's got like a Genesis like infiltrator in like a stealth suit, whatever.
Interesting. If you can make a Duratask for K medium priority, we can get Amith's character done.
Yeah, no problem.
We have to like re-catch up on a bunch of the art production that just kind of faltered out when our artists just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. We got to restart a lot of that.
We are going to ramp that up. That's all part of the plan, good sir. But yeah, we'll look at that.
Hold on. When this deals damage, reduce the cost of all cards in your hand by 2. I don't know if that's worth keeping for now, but we got a dragon, which is good. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to make a decision.
Question from Merlini: why do the creatures bounce around the lanes? Because the AI it likes to change its mind a lot, and so it's trying to figure out what it wants to do. Any comments on that one, Corey? Seeing as you've
currently from what I can tell, in the game, the way it like processes everything is that it showcases every single move. So, for example, if I was to take this flying drone and move it here to here to here to here, every single time I do this, it would play that move in the resolution, which is a bit weird, but it does avoid some bugs of, having things just move too instantly to where they are. So I guess it kind of does have its reasonings for why it exists, but it's a little bit interesting, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm noticing that the Tinker side just saying Twitch's connection stability is quite out, so yeah, we'll have to look at that, see if there's anything on our end that we can do, but it's not too good. We'll definitely want to look at that. But thanks for that feedback there on that.
Does it do that in PvP also? Yes.
Currently it does, so it will be telling...
That is annoying. Yeah. I've only had one person who's, like, done it against me, but I don't think they knew what they were doing. I think they were just, like, playing the game and making decisions erratically. I don't think it was intentional, because they'd only do it, like, once every 3 turns, and it'd spend, like, 5 seconds just moving the units around.
Yep. We'll keep that bug conversation nice and tight. So, Corey, if you can make a little high-level priority task to look at just streamlining that so it doesn't show all those moves of the player or the AI, and that'll be nice and simple. We'll get that sorted. Thank you for that feedback. That's exactly what we want to hear, guys, from you as you're playing. The overarching, like the obvious stuff, these are the things that we're going to be focusing on immediately, because Corey is basically on bug fixing until we get those major things out of the way at the very least. So, and he's been doing great. He's been smashing. I don't even know how many bugs you've been fixing this week, dude. If you had to estimate it, how many would it be?
Well, we're supposed to be getting a patch notes out to the council for their updated build, so like we'll be able to find out soon.
In the tens, like upwards of. I would make the max moves every turn just for the aggravation factor. That's true. But yes, they will be cutting into their playtime if the player doesn't know that they can click and hold onto the fast forward button at the end of the turn.
There is a fast forward button.
So if you're playing competitively, yes, you might want to just hold for fast forward on the turn, and it'd be all done. Again, another quality of life improvement that we've made to the Infinity engine, and we'll also carry over to classic and proto modes.
Oh, come on, my dude. Stop it with the violent brutes, please. Please, stop.
I love that card.
I hate it.
I just realized we're actually at 12 o'clock, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll be ending up the stream shortly, probably after this
last game. But any closing thoughts for everyone, guys? Thank you, everyone, for coming on, in particular, team being here all at once. It's pretty exciting. We welcome your eyeballs on the screen, and and your feedback and thoughts as well. And we're getting excited to get some multiplayer going soon too. We might even do a multiplayer match or 3 next week. Yeah, let us know what you'd like to see on the stream.
Yeah, and just we've got just all the new visual effects that you've been able to see on has really livened things up. Anyway, but it's been good to have everyone.
Did we get to see the dragon effect? I must have missed it if it did happen.
I think it got killed. Oh, no, sorry, the dragon's not there. Oh, well, no, we already finished playing it.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, the play out effect. Yep, cool. That's awesome. Any other team members out there want to share any thoughts? Final goodbyes.
I hate my death. Is that a thought?
What's that noise?
It's making some noise. Maybe Jacob, if you can get your mic. Yep.
It
could be. I was assuming that from this morning's Scrum meeting, but all good.
Oh, no,
map animations new. Yes, they are relatively new, and especially being across all the maps now, all the battlefields, they are quite new.
It's like 1 or 2 minor issues I can see with a couple of them, but yeah, they overall look quite nice. I'm very happy with how they've turned out too. Kill that. 2 flyers, 7/5, and I just
really
laser to the face and hopefully go for the win for that. Is that going to be enough? Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have enough with all the with how many arrays you've got.
Oh yeah, it's popping off 5 damage, 6 damage. Yeah, we're fine. I don't think I'll have enough strength to fight the next battle, so I'm very happy to call this the end of the stream. So now you guys will never see me lose. But yeah, that is us managing to close out the round. Also, I'm level 41 now, which is go me.
Great, awesome.
Yeah, I think I might. Am I the highest level in the?
You probably would be, mate. I don't know if anyone else has played the game more than you have. So.
Well. Yeah,
but I don't think you've been leveling up as you've been playing, right?
Well, Jason had a bit of an advantage because of the infinite level loop.
I should be approximately level 13 now, which is still, top 1%, but I shouldn't be the top guy because a very interesting bug happened and it kind of leveled me up.
Caitlin to say. Caitlin made the animations for the Dragon Battlefield, which look incredible.
Yeah,
it's very cool. All right, that's a good round. That's a great stream, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being on the stream. We love all your faces. Take care. We will catch you, hopefully, even next week.
Yeah.
Give us some ideas on what you want to do. Feedback to Jason on what you'd like to see us do on the stream. And we'll have some fun soon. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing week. And
bye.
See y'all next time.